The Browns become the first team ever to score 40 points, not turn the football over, and lose the game. The Browns threw for 300 yards, ran for 230, didn't turn the football over. The Browns had more than 500 yards of offense, 42 points put up, didn't turn it over, and still lost the game, which is not a great referendum on the Browns' defense yesterday. But you heard in that moment at the end, Austin Eckler for the Chargers trying not to score a touchdown, trying to just sow clock inside the 5-yard line, and then line up for the game-winning field goal, instead was pushed into the end zone seemingly by the Browns defensive players. Smart play by the Browns. Number one, you know it's a different generation of the Browns when you go, man, that was really smart. They're well coached. Eckler was trying to sit on that football, trying not to score, and the Browns defense, and defenders obviously are wired a certain way not to allow anything to enter their end zone, gang up, and 5 of them pull Eckler into the end zone to get the football back for their offense. Well coached. Smart play. Ultimately, it fell short. Chargers got the stop, the rare stop, to win that game. Number one, Eckler needs to just take a knee there. He did it when he slid down instead of going out of bounds of the previous play. In this case, he's just got to get down. Take a knee. Standing up and allowing the clock to keep moving, but only to be pulled into the end zone, is a mistake. But number two, this to me was another check mark in the box of Chargers credibility. Browns are good. Browns are good, and the Chargers didn't blink. And man, watching Justin Herbert do what he does, and watching Herbert just slice apart an opposing defense, and watching Herbert spread the football around to so many different receivers, and watching Herbert and the opposing defense have no answer, the opposing defensive coordinator, is really remarkable to watch. Herbert's become must-watch television. Yesterday, again, the Browns' defense is very good. Herbert threw for 400 yards, 398 to be precise, 4 touchdowns, no picks. He hit Mike Williams 8 times for $165 and 2 scores. Keenan Allen 6 times for 75 yards. Eckler out of the backfield, 5 for 53 and a touchdown. Jared Cook had a 29-yarder. 3 other guys had 15 yards or more. He spread the football around. And he is so composed back there. He's so incredibly composed. As I'm watching this, Chargers and Browns just trade big plays and points, I'm thinking this feels like the early 80s, and it's Dan Fouts' Air Coryell Chargers versus the Cardiac Kids and Brian Sight Browns. These two teams are just trading big blows and big passes and big plays, and it's great. That was the game of the weekend. That was great theater. 2 good teams, 2 good offenses, 2 good quarterbacks. But the Chargers proved now, without a shadow of a doubt, they can play with the big boys in the AFC. They have the 1 loss on the season to the Cowboys on a day where their offense was kind of MIA. Since then, they've gone to Arrowhead and won. They've beaten the Raiders last week at home. They've beaten the Browns yesterday at home. Chiefs, Raiders, Browns. 3 good teams. 3 playoff caliber teams. At least that's the early return to the Raiders. We'll see where they end up. But the Chargers are now playing with everybody. Now the Chargers know how good they can be. And I really believe this comes down to a simple coaching change. You know, you wonder how dramatically that a coaching change can work And you wonder if we pull the trigger too quickly, and you wonder if we're too impatient, and we wonder if GMs are trying to save their own hides by firing guys and hiring guys, and everybody's looking for the next miracle. But you look at Brandon Staley and you say, this is working. Staley has given Herbert another level of confidence. Of course, that also comes with experience. But Staley's offense is perfectly tailored to Herbert. They're in control. They know what they want to do. They line up. They have that huddle. They come out of it and they go, this is our game plan. We're going to execute this with the stars that we have. And last year under Anthony Lynn, it always felt like a fire drill. It felt like a clown car. It just constantly felt like, does anybody know who's coming, who's going, who's calling plays, what's happening, what's time management look like? Staley just has this thing under control. And Herbert is the perfect guy to run it. Look, I think the Browns are going to be right there in the end of the playoffs. The Chargers are proving they are too. If we get that type of game in the playoffs, look, what happened yesterday was not seen by most of the country. It was regional action. Had that happened on a Monday night or a Sunday night or maybe even a Thursday night, people would be going gaga over it. Like, remember that Chiefs and Rams game a couple of years ago? And it was just score for score for score. And we talked about that for a full week. This was that. This was two great teams, two great quarterbacks, two well-coached teams. Stefanski and Staley are proven to be very, very good young offensive minds, trading big plays, big blows, and you can't take your eyes off it. I loved watching that game yesterday. That was phenomenal entertainment, and I would love to see a rematch of the playoffs. I would love to see those teams go at it again in January.